Welcome to Final Boss.io. Today, we're diving into the fiery realm of Final Fantasy XVI, an action RPG game that has risen like a phoenix from the ashes of its predecessors. Taking a detour from the classic Final Fantasy mold, the 16th installment is a blend of intense combat and an absorbing dark narrative. As the best PS5 exclusive out there, it's a game you don't want to miss.
I sometimes wonder if I am controlling it, or if it's controlling me.
Our journey takes us into the life of Clive Rosfield, a Prince of Rosaria, haunted by a fiery past. As we take on his role, we explore the maturing narrative of Final Fantasy XVI that oscillates between political struggles, deeply personal narratives, and bloody battles. What strikes a chord is the consistency of the storytelling and the quality of the voice acting. Despite a jarring time skip that breaks immersion, the overall narrative remains gripping throughout.
We cannot live without the blessing of the crystals. And the crystals work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
One interesting addition to the game is the active time lore feature. It helps keep track of the sprawling plot and the rich history of Valisthea, the game's universe. The game carefully balances callbacks to earlier Final Fantasy games, fresh gameplay, and narrative innovations. Final Fantasy XVI excels in delivering an adrenaline rush with its spectacular boss battles. Watch as Clive transforms into the fire icon Ifrit, taking on colossal foes in battles reminiscent of mythic clashes.
We better make this quick.
Despite being a semi-open world game, FF16 offers vast regions to explore. However, side quests often fall into repetitive patterns, and the towns serve mostly as milestones. And while some might compare its atmosphere to Game of Thrones, we believe it holds its unique charm. Unfortunately, the gameplay often falls into a pattern: long cutscenes, extended dungeon crawls, and then epic boss battles. While repetitive, the high stakes of these battles and the promises of adrenaline-pumping scenarios do keep you hooked.
Nice try.
Visually, Final Fantasy XVI is a treat. The diverse terrain, vibrant world, and spectacular graphics set a new benchmark for the franchise. However, the performance has room for improvement, with noticeable frame drops and motion blur issues. The audio experience in Final Fantasy XVI is one for the books. With a top-notch soundtrack that elevates both combat and cinematic storytelling, the game is likely to bag awards in this category. Now let's talk about combat. The system feels incredibly dynamic, drawing inspiration from games like Devil May Cry and God of War. But Final Fantasy XVI adds its own spin, with Clive channeling Ifrit's powers in his human form and unleashing magical abilities.
Farewell.
While the combat system is a standout, the RPG elements feel dated. Quest designs are unoriginal, the reward system can be intrusive, and the crafting system feels unnecessary. There's a lot to improve in these aspects to match the game's stellar combat system. Final Fantasy XVI has taken the series in a bold new direction. It's a game that showcases the heights that action RPGs can reach when they break free from genre cliches. While it has its flaws, the game stands tall as a contender for Game of the Year. We at FinalBoss.io give Final Fantasy XVI a solid 9 out of 10. It's a beautiful amalgamation of the best action RPG elements from the past decade. And despite the lackluster RPG elements, it remains the best mainline Final Fantasy game in years. That's it for our review of Final Fantasy XVI. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to FinalBoss.io for more such reviews and gaming news. Until next time.
Awaken, if free.